As a district judge, I have authority and powers. I can end your tenancy by granting possession of your home to the landlord. I can also impose an antisocial behaviour order or an ASBO upon you. You have shown no respect for the comfort and well-being of other people, no respect to your home and tenancy, no respect for property. I'm mindful to grant a...
Doesn't have to be like this. Come with me. Antisocial behaviour, respect, disrespect, that's what's going on in there. This film explains what these things mean and the impact they have on you and your home. So what is antisocial behaviour? What is respect?
Antisocial behaviour is behaviour that shows a lack of consideration for others. Respect is how we value responsibilities and the consequences of our actions. Disrespect and antisocial behaviour offends and damages someone else's feelings or property.
It's a shame things should come to this, in front of a judge, the threat of losing your home or having an ASBO slapped on you. Because if you are antisocial or showing disrespect to others, or if you're on the receiving end of something antisocial, a victim, there are some things you ought to know. Let me show you. Raven Housing Trust wants you and your neighbours to enjoy your home and surroundings in peace, quiet and safety, and expects everyone to show courtesy and respect for others. So, as a responsible social landlord, Raven is committed to tackling antisocial behaviour. This film will show you what this means, including the many ways that antisocial behaviour can be dealt with, including the part you can play.
Thanks for coming early. It's an early start. I think we may have a few late arrivals at 10:30, including my minutes taker.
These people are from Raven Housing Trust, the council, the police, social services, education and the health authority. They're called the Community Incident Action Group and they meet regularly. Today they're talking about abandoned cars, loud music and youngsters standing around outside local shops. It's part of Raven's commitment to the respect standard that promotes positive action against antisocial behaviour.
Respect is an initiative designed to make sure antisocial behaviour is dealt with and acceptable behaviour is encouraged. Raven encourages people and communities to agree to the most reasonable standards of behaviour in their own neighbourhood. Raven will also agree how any antisocial behaviour will be dealt with in the neighbourhood, for example, by issuing ABCs or injunctions. They will keep an eye on things like car parks or garage sites by carrying out estate inspections with people who live in the area.
The aim is to make sure that Raven, the other members of the action group and residents all understand what's required of them, who does what and what action might take place.
Standards are things that can be set.
But we all need to agree to them.
And people can set the right example.
By being understanding and tolerant.
If not, action will be taken.
This will include legal action.
So try to decide if it's really a nuisance.
As a judge, I am required to determine what is reasonable in every case. The intention of the noise, when it occurred, and the nature of the disturbance. As to disputes over hedges and similar matters of interference, I am obliged to ask whether mediation has been tried and the outcome of this.
You can sort a lot of things out by talking to each other.
And the sooner you do it, the better.
The other thing you can do is keep a note of anything that bothers you, dates and times, that sort of thing.
What's the most annoying? The awkward way people park their cars? Or the noise they make being awkward, especially if it's near your home or if the kids are in bed? They're both disrespectful. Most antisocial behaviour is about noise, people arguing, disturbance and disagreements. Annoying as they are, to solve things like these doesn't always require drastic action. They can be dealt with by actually raising the issue and talking it through, sometimes with the help of trained mediators.
Mediation means coming to an agreement and sometimes a compromise. It's best to talk before problems get too serious. Mediation is also aimed at communicating positively about different opinions and understanding how things might disturb or disrupt.
Of course, I'd be happy to cooperate with anything, but it's a question that, where does it start? And I don't want to be made a fool of more than anything.
What time does the children go to bed?
Well, yeah, about 8 o'clock.
8 o'clock.
So
and perhaps that's a reasonable time to turn the music down.
certainly, I certainly.
It's always worth thinking about mediation first before considering any further action. Even really annoying things can be settled. If you or anyone else needs help, there are local mediation services that can be contacted. They're confidential, impartial, and free.
For mediation in the Reigate and Redhill area, contact East Surrey Community Mediation Service, PO Box 187, Reigate, RH2 0FT.
I'm most concerned about reports of groups of young people and children with nothing to do. I have to decide whether this is in itself intimidation to those who live and work nearby. The test here is to determine what is acceptable behaviour or unacceptable behaviour.
Cars, arguments and kids. The cause of a lot of nuisance and annoyance. Noise, threats, disrespect. Or just normal car maintenance and adults just sorting things out. What's reasonable and what's acceptable? ABC stands for Acceptable Behaviour Contract, and this can actually set out an agreement of exactly the type of behaviour that should be moderated or stopped. And people will have to sign it. ABCs are usually enough to get someone's behaviour corrected, and can often involve parents too. But if the behaviour is not corrected, then ABCs can be used as evidence if legal proceedings are used, like seeking injunctions. But before we examine the legal actions that can be taken, let's meet an important group of Raven people who, by both identifying and tackling problems as early as possible, are working hard to make sure that antisocial behaviour does not get out of control. Hiya. Hello. You might have seen these wardens around. They work for Raven, but also alongside the police and other members of the action group. Their job is to look, listen, and report anything that is antisocial or disrespectful. Neighbourhood wardens can help deal with problems around your home, like litter, graffiti, or damaged property. They are here to help you, offer advice, and give reassurance to anyone suffering from antisocial behaviour. Damage, litter, dumping rubbish are all annoying. But if it continues in a harmful way, then things might get more serious.
Writing on a wall is criminal damage. Writing inappropriate words on a wall is not only damage and a nuisance, but can constitute harassment and harassment is a very serious offence.
The Community Incident Action Group can decide to seek an injunction for more serious antisocial behaviour, like harassment or threatening behaviour, or severe noise that doesn't stop, or damage to property. An injunction is a court order.
I can impose an injunction. This orders you to carry out exactly what is instructed in the order. These instructions can order you to do certain things or not to do certain things, like not to harass people or cause unreasonable noise near to a specific address.
Injunctions are serious and can lead to fines or imprisonment in cases of serious breaches of the order. So they are only granted if sufficient evidence is provided to the court.
An injunction is a court order. If you experience serious nuisance, damage or harassment, make a note of the incidents with times and dates. Then get in touch with Raven or the police for advice about what kind of evidence is required to take action.
Here at Raven, for example, there are ways that action can deal with antisocial behaviour. And here are some possibilities of that action if the problem person is a Raven tenant.
Raven's tenancy agreement contains conditions that are enforceable if they are broken. They make special reference to antisocial behaviour in and around the tenant's home. The most serious offence can lead to possession action in the court. A judge could end the tenancy and get the tenant evicted. But this is very serious and requires detailed evidence. Raven's tenants could also receive a demotion to their tenancy, again by the court. This reduces their security for a year to correct the behaviour. After a year, if all is well, the tenancy returns to normal.
These people are just off to dog training classes. And these guys are Raven's junior neighbourhood wardens clearing rubbish left behind by grown-ups. The youngsters say that people who don't look after pets or their surroundings properly should have ASBOs.
I have to balance the facts with the consequences. Will an ASBO solve the problem? There could be other things to consider to support a family who are struggling. I could make other recommendations.
A court can recommend that anyone guilty of causing a nuisance must rectify the problem by undertaking specific things such as attending parenting classes, rehoming badly treated animals, clearing rubbish from a garden or common area, stop annoying neighbours by turning down loud music, or stop banging doors late at night.
So if this undertaking or promise that's made is broken, the judge will not be happy. The judge can then order a full injunction or ASBO.
ASBO is a punishment for doing something wrong.
An ASBO is a court order.
The ASBO tells someone what they're not allowed to do.
Or where they can't go.
Or even the times that they can't go there.
ASBOs can ban people from whole estates.
Ban them from shops and whole towns.
ASBOs aren't nice.
Because if they're ignored, you can go to prison.
So ASBOs are not cool?
Definitely not cool.
Not cool.
My decision is based on the information before me. These are witness statements and the evidence of those witnessing the behaviour firsthand.
Any action requires evidence to support the case. Injunctions, breaches of tenancy or lease, ASBOs themselves are a type of injunction. But they're all court orders, and the court will rely on evidence.
All the partners of the action group who operate in your area can help you to collect evidence and will advise you how to use this evidence if the case requires further action. Special arrangements can be made if you're nervous about giving evidence, either in writing or in a court. Raven and the police have support schemes, especially if you've received abuse or harassment from anyone.
Could have avoided all this, couldn't they? The time, the expense, and all the hassle. Here are the key witnesses.
Would you like to come this way?
Tackling antisocial behaviour successfully is about everyone taking responsibility.
When it occurred and then
Antisocial behaviour isn't restricted to young people or older people. Anyone can be a victim or a witness.
and the outcome of this.
So get this, kids and grown-ups in court giving evidence against annoying neighbours. Hold on, it's the decision.
You have shown no respect for the comfort and well-being of other people, no respect for your home and tenancy, no respect for property. I am minded to grant an ASBO and grant possession to the landlord. However, I have listened to the ways you intend to correct your behaviour and to show respect for those around you. You will undertake to stop annoying your neighbours immediately. You will both sign a good neighbour agreement. Your tenancy will remain secure, as I will postpone possession assuming the undertaking is complied with. If it is not complied with, I can enforce both an ASBO and have you evicted. I sincerely hope I do not see you here again.
This film was not designed to investigate all types of antisocial behaviour, but to give you some idea of what happens if you decide to get further advice from Raven or any of its partner agencies. Here are some reminders. Mediation is independent and free and can be very effective if the issues are dealt with quickly. Acceptable behaviour contracts, or ABCs, are agreements made with the people who are causing the problem, including children. ABCs explain how the behaviour should change. An injunction is a court order to stop